what are the tags that we are going to use? One is constructor-arg tag and second one is property tag. So when you are, okay, suppose if a dependent object is providing a constructor for injecting the dependency object, it is called as constructor injection. And if the dependent object is providing a setter method for injecting the dependency object, so it is called what injection? Setter injection. So how do you configure them in the XML file? There are tags available. One is constructor-arg, one tag, and other tag is what? Property tag. And in the last session, you got to know that constructor-arg is a tag which contains some attributes, index attribute, name attribute, and also ref attribute or value attribute. Okay, good. Similarly, property tag also contains name. It doesn't contain index attribute, but name attribute, ref attribute, and value attribute. What combinations we can use is name and ref. Otherwise, name and value. If it is a primitive dependency, what combinations I can use? Name and value. If it is an object type dependency, name and ref. Okay, that's what the combinations we can use in the configuration file. So these are all the things that we discussed in the previous session, of course. So today we are going to have one application so that we'll get good clarity on this. Okay, all right. So let's start with the application today. I will add some statements here. Okay, one or two statements which are related to the constructor-arg tag. We look at constructor-arg tag has attributes. Okay, so what attributes that we have in the constructor-arg tag? Okay, what attributes we have in the constructor-arg tag? Okay, name is one attribute. Name attribute is there. Index attribute is there, but we can use one of the two, right? Name or index attribute. Next one, ref attribute, value attribute. Okay, we know, just I'm writing like a point. At the same time, property tag also has some attributes, no? Okay, what are the attributes that are available in the property tag? Okay, name, ref, and value. So can I use all the three at once? Name, ref, value at a time? No. What combinations I can able to use? Name, ref combination or name, value combination. In the constructor-arg tag also, what combinations I can use? Name, ref, name, value. Otherwise, index, ref, index, value. So there is one attribute called index attribute in the constructor-arg tag, which does not available in the property tag. It is not there in the property tag. It is available in the constructor-arg tag. So these are the attributes and the things that we discussed in the last class. So today, straight away, we want to discuss one application. So today we are going to get a second application in Spring. And in this application, we are just going to discuss about how we are going to make use of constructor injection. How we are going to make use of constructor injection. So we are writing example for constructor injection today, right? Let's start with that. Let us start with that. Today, we are going to see applications, okay? Programmatic things, not the theoretical one. So let's start with our STS. Let's begin with our STS. And we already have our workspace, and we are going to always use the same workspace. Okay. Now we want to start creating the application today. Okay, let's see how we are going to create our application. I'll tell you that. First of all, if I want to create any Maven project, first we need to choose what type of project here. Maven project. Already we discussed first example steps are already there with you. So for the second application, again, we are not going to start writing the steps one by one. Okay, we are directly going to choose what type of project directly? Maven project. Very good. Choose Maven project. Then click on the next. Now here, if you wait for some time, then all the Maven archetypes will be displayed. out of these archetypes, which archetype that we are going to select? Quick start, Maven archetype, quick start. So choose Maven archetype quick start by typing the value in the filter box. What should I write? Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start. So when you start typing like this, you can able to see the last option with version 1.5. Correct? Now you please select this Maven archetype quick start. And once you selected, then you click on the next button. And here we should enter the project parameters. What are the parameters required to create a new project in Maven? Group ID for the project is required. So group ID represents your organization unique ID. Correct? So what is the name? Every day that I am going to type in every application in.ashok IT. That's a group ID I want to enter. Generally, how the group IDs are written is based on domain name of your working organization. Suppose my working organization is ashokit.in website. That is the domain name of my working organization. So what is the inverse name, reverse name of this working organization? In.ashokit. Like that I'm writing. Okay. Right. So next one is what? Artifact ID. Artifact ID, which is nothing but basically it is called project name. Project name. Let's say I'm writing Spring constructor injection. Tell me in this example, I'm going to talk about which injection? In this example, I'm going to talk about which injection? Spring constructor injection. So I'm just going to choose Spring constructor injection. Am I clear with that? Yes. Next. Okay. Next. Version. Version could be any name of any version. So let us go with the default version. But the default version by default provided 001-snapshot. And coming to package name. So this package name I don't want. Generally by default, your group ID, your artifact ID will be shown as package name. You observe it, in.ashok IT is the group ID, Spring construct injection is the artifact ID. So package name is shown you, like what is the package name that is showing to you? In.ashok IT Spring constructor injection. Are able to get this point? Are able to follow me? Got the point, right? So what I am trying to do next means what I am trying to do now. I'll change this package name. I don't want this package name. I want write com dot any some doesn't matter. Okay, com dot pack. Something like that. So what's my package name? Com dot pack. Enough. Package name is enough. Com dot pack. Click on finish. Now it will show us on the console our project parameters and it will ask for confirmation. We need to type Y. Tell me. So see the last four parameters. This is group ID. This is artifact ID. This is the version package name. Do you want to confirm all these details? Type yes. Y means yes. Then we got a message called what? Build success. At the same time, the project is created here. This is called Maven project. And whenever you just expand the Maven project, you can see what is the most important file in the Maven project, form.xml. In this file, we need to add our project dependencies. Nothing but whatever the jars that are required for our project for compiling or executing our application. So to develop a Spring Core applications, which dependency we need to add? Spring hyphen context. What is that? Spring hyphen context is a dependency that we are supposed to add. Sure, we are going to add that. First, I want to open the form.xml. Later, I will create all the free sources folder, all these things. So first, I want to open the form.xml file. Form stands for POM stands for project object model. So this file represents that this project is a Maven project. If this file is deleted or if this file does not exist, then it is not called as a Maven project and Maven does not build this project. Okay, right? So the important file in the Maven project is what? Form.xml. So in the form.xml, there is a dependencies tag. Okay, don't confuse now. Dependencies tag is there in dependency management. dependencies tag is also there outside the dependency management. Now question is, where should I add my dependency tag? Under dependencies is okay, but inside dependency management or outside the dependency management? Outside the dependency management, okay? Dependencies. You have a dependencies outside the dependency management. So here you should type one tag. What tag? Dependency. What tag? Dependency. Dependency. What are the child tags that I should type inside the dependency? Group ID. What is that? Group ID. Sure, I'll let group ID. What is a group ID? For adding the Spring Framework libraries to our project, org.spring framework. What is that? org.spring framework. Very good. Next, we should type artifact ID. We should type what? Artifact ID. And what is artifact ID? Spring-context. Spring-context. Next, we should type the next tag called version. Remember, these are the three tags that you must write, okay? Version. What is the version that we are using? 6.2.2. 6.2.2. That's it. Now you tell me, once a dependency tag is completed, just save the pom.xml file and close it. Its work is over for now, currently. Okay. Now this is the pom.xml file. I'm good with this. You know, in source main Java, src main Java, in source main Java, right? Dependency is always a jar file. Okay. Observe here. com.pack. By default, there is a file generated called hello world program called app.java file. So this is not required for me. That's why I'm going to delete. Now in this com.pack, guys, first let me write two classes. Same like yesterday's example only. Don't worry, but little bit Java code I want to add so that I can repeat your core Java skills also. I mean, I want to make you to recollect your core Java things. com.pack is the package name. And here I'm writing two classes. One class is movie lister. What is the one class? Movie lister. Let's finish. So there is a class created called movie lister. Keep it like that. Please understand my code, okay? Next, I'm going to create one more new class. And this time the class name I want to find called movie finder. One is a movie lister and other one is a movie finder. So totally, how many classes I have created? Two classes, movie lister and movie finder. Two classes are there. Now, movie lister is a dependent class and it depends on movie finder. So nothing but who is the dependencies? Who is the dependency class? Who is a dependency class? Movie finder. And who is a dependent class? Movie lister. Because movie lister depends on movie finder. That's why movie lister is called a dependent class and the other class is called dependency class. Like that you need to understand. Okay, now right. Okay, try to understand. Inside the movie lister, let me create a reference for movie finder. When there is a dependency, we must add the has a relationship between them. Movie finder. I'm writing movie finder, movie finder. Okay, this is class name. This is reference variable name. What is the reference variable name? What is the variable name here? Movie finder. M in lowercase. Movie finder. Am I clear so far? Right. Now I want to define constructor for injecting the dependency. Tell me this movie lister class. This movie lister class is now going to use a constructor for injecting what? Dependency object. Okay, this is going to provide a constructor for injecting the dependency object. So the container is now going to provide the, or is going to inject the dependency object through the constructor. This is called what type of dependency injection? Constructor dependency injection. Am I right or not? Okay, let me define a constructor public. Sorry, movie lister. Movie lister of. It's a constructor. Tell me what should be the parameter? Movie finder parameter I want. I want a parameter of type movie finder. In the constructor, there is a parameter. This dot movie finder equals to movie finder. Please type your query online, guys, in the chat box. I can't able to hear you. Please try to type your query in the chat box. Okay, please try to understand. Movie lister, movie finder. Am I clear with that? Very good. Please try to get the concept here, guys. Now, what I am trying to tell you now. So far, this is okay. Inside this class, I am creating one method called public void. Let's say return type is void only. Just I am writing a method called show movies of int year. I'm creating one method because we needed some logic also. So which method I'm writing? Show movies of year. Means if year is given as a parameter, then this method has to show what? The movies of that year. Movies of that year. Are able to follow the concept now? Very good. Try to understand, everybody. So what I will do now, apart from the two classes, movie finder and movie lister, I also want to create one more Java class. One more Java class. And I want to name the class name as movie, only movie, which contains only two variables called as movie name and released year. Movie name and released year. And I will define a constructor, setter, getters. Those things I'll create. Did everybody understood my point? Yes. Please try to get the concept clearly. Means I want to make you guys to recollect your core Java skill as well. I want to create one separate class called movie. Remember, movie is not a dependent class or movie is not a dependency class. I'm just creating a normal Java class which is called Pojo class. Which is called what class? Pojo class. I'm just creating one normal Java class and I am only creating object for that class. Spring container is not creating. If Spring container creates an object for my class, then I can say my class has a Spring Bean. I can say that my class is a Spring Bean because who is creating the object for it? Spring container. If I am only creating object for my class, then it is not called Spring Bean. Able to follow me? Right. Try to understand. So for example, movie lister is there. Who will create the object for movie lister? Spring container. Who will create the object for movie finder? Spring container. So these are what? Spring Beans. These are called what? Spring Beans. But what about movie class? I am only creating object. If I am creating object for a class in application, it is not called Spring Bean. Are you able to follow me? Everybody is getting this point? So let me create one class called movie. In this class movie, I'm taking variables called private, final, int, released year. Private, final, string, movie name. So what each movie contains means each movie object contains. What each movie object contains, could you guys tell me now? Each movie object contains two details. What are the two details that each movie object is? For example, this is a movie object. This is a movie object. This is a movie object. I'm creating like this 4 or 5 objects I'm creating. I'm creating how many? 4 or 5 objects I'm creating. And I'm going to add all these objects into one array list. I'm also going to use what object? Array list. Array list is a collection. So in a collection object, we can able to store the elements. Here, what type of elements I want to store in this collection object? Movie objects. What objects? Movie objects. Understand this, guys? This is movie, this is movie, this is movie, this is movie. These are all 4 objects created in heap memory. Tell me, each object is containing how many attributes? 2 attributes. Who are they? Released year, movie name. For example, released year 2025, this year. Okay. And let's say, for example, movie name Game Changer. Am I right or not? Okay. I think it came to OTT also, na? Prime, Amazon Prime. వచ్చిందా వస్తుందా on 7th రేపు tomorrow. Very good. Nice. Okay, released year 2025, movie name Game Changer. Now this is one movie object. This is another movie object, released year. It also contains released year. It also contains what? Movie name. Like this, some movies names you need to tell me released in this year and last year also. Well, I'm writing the code. Okay, like this. Did you guys understood now? Each object is containing what and what data? Released year, movie name. Released year, movie name. Released year, movie name. Like this. Able to follow me? And I'm making them as final variables. So already you know, if once you make a variable as a final, you know that it is called fixed constant in Java. How do you get constant variables in Java? Final. Final is a keyword used to define constants, right? This is object level constant. If you write static final variables, they are called class level constants. If you write only final variable, they are called object level constants. Okay. Static final means what level? Class level constant. Only final means they are object level constant. If any variable is a final variable, then tell me, where can I assign the value for the final variables? If it is a variable is a final variable, where can initialize the variable? See, if it is a final variable, remember this. If it is not a static, only final. If it is a final variable, then there are 2 places where I can assign the value to that variable. One is at the time of creating the variable, means while declaring the variable. Second one is in the constructor. Second one is in the constructor. In the constructor. Are you able to follow me? And tell me, can I change the value of the final variable? Can I change the value of a final variable? Now, final means what? Finalized. Final means what? Finalized means fixed. Fixed means constant. So how do you write constants in Java programs? By making that variable as a what type of variable only? Final variable. Did you guys understand the point what I'm saying now? Yes? Okay. Later I'll ask these things. First let me be in serious mode. Yeah. So final is a variable. Final means constant. Final means what? Constant. It is called what level constant? Object level constant. For a final variable, we can assign the value directly at the time of creating the variable. Otherwise, we can also assign the value to the final variable at the time of constructor. Means while writing the constructor. Here I wanted a constructor for assigning the value to these 2 variables. I want to create a parameterized constructor. What type of constructor? Parameterized constructor I want to create. And one more thing, when the variables are final variables, we cannot create setter methods. We can create getter methods, but we cannot create setter methods. If you create a setter method to the final variable, you will get the compile time error, red cross mark you'll get on the ID. Okay, remember for final variable, we can only create getter methods, but we cannot create any setter methods. Setter methods. Please try to understand it. Everybody, please try to understand it. I want to define constructor for movie class with the 2 parameters. Who are the 2 parameters? Int released year, comma, string movie name. Movie name. This dot released year equal to released year. What next one? This dot movie name equal to movie name. So guys, with this, everybody, with this, I have created one constructor. So to the final variables, either we can assign the value directly while creating the variable. Otherwise, we can define a constructor for assigning the value to the final variable. Now after that, I should write setter getter methods. But can I create a setter methods for the final variables? No. But can I create getter methods for the final variable? Yes, I can create. I can create. Source, generate getters and setters for the two. But you want to create setter getters or only getters?
Only get.
Even you want only getters, you have to select getters. What do you have to select? Getters. If I say select all, generally every day when you are working with the code, we are writing select all button, you're going to click. Select all means what plus what created? Setters and getters. But for final variables, we cannot define setter methods. We can only define the getter methods. That's why what I'm going to click on? Select getters. Generate. Now with this, one class is ready. The class name is called what? Movie. Tell me, is this movie class is a Spring Bean class or not a Spring Bean class? Not a Spring. Why? Because I am only going to create object for this class, not the Spring container. Good. Now come back to the point. There is a method called show movies. It should show the movies released in the given year. Everybody getting this point? What I will do, I will go to movie finder class. Tell me, as per our example, movie lister is a dependency class or a dependent class? Dependent class. Movie finder is a dependent class or a dependency class? Dependency class. Very good. In this movie finder, everybody understand it. In this movie finder, I want to create one array list object. Let's say name is movies list. Say I'm creating one what object now? Array list object. Array list object. In the constructor of movie finder, just default constructor, parameterless constructor. I want to create array list and I want to add some movies to array list. So movies list is equal to new array list. Tell me in the constructor what I am creating? In the constructor what I am creating? Object. Object of which class? Array list class. Array list class. One class is there, array list class in Java. So now to this array list, I want to add the movies. And I want to do all this work in the constructor, which means whenever the object is created for this movie finder class, then array list object is also created. And also we are adding some movies to the array list object. Are you able to follow me now? Yes. So now you need to tell me some movies with your talent. Add. What I want to add to this list? Movie objects. New movie means what? We are creating the object. Tell me in the constructor two parameters are there for movie. Released year, movie name. Okay, one name I am writing 2025 game changer. Game changer. Again, I want to write another movie also. New movie 2025 Daku Maharaj. 2025 only, na? Okay, Daku Maharaj. Now you tell me 2024 movies now. Released in 2024, Pushpa to release in 2024 or 25? 24 only, na? December, right? So 2024, Pushpa 2. Pushpa 2 came in Netflix, right? Netflix only, na? Netflix. Pushpa 2. చూడాలి ఇందులో ఒకటి కూడా చూడలే ఇంకా చూడాలి నెక్స్ట్ 2024 Pushpa 2 నెక్స్ట్ tell me one or two other movies names, that's it. Just we want to add some movies to the array list. Please tell me 2024 movie. Any other movie name? Lucky Bhaskar. Bhaskar lucky unlucky. Lucky. Choose a Bhaskar. Lucky Bhaskar. Lucky Bhaskar. Very good. One more movie is enough. Just only to know our logic. 2024. Devara. Enough, sir. Enough. Some movies, whatever you want, you add later. So now, please try to understand. This is constructor. Tell me, whenever an object of movie finder, see, whenever the object of movie finder is created, then tell me, array list object is also created inside the constructor. Whenever the object is created for movie finder, then this constructor is executed. When the constructor executed, inside the constructor, what is created? Array list object created. And also, we are adding some movies to the array list object now. Yes. Totally, how many elements I have added to this array list? To this array list object, how many elements I have added? 5 elements. I have written, but 5 movies I have added. 5 elements. Cool. That's enough. Now, I want to write one method. Understand here, public return type is list of movie. Okay. Get movies of int here. Tell me what this method has to do. Whenever the year is given as parameter, it should return the movies of that year. Suppose if 2025 is given as parameter, then tell me how many movies are there released in 2025? 2 movies. It should return the list with 2 movies. If 2024 year is given as parameter, then list with 3 movies. Are you able to follow the logic now? Yes. Please try to understand. So here, first I will create list object. I mean, list means array list object again. A new array list object I am creating. List of movie, let's say found is equal to new array list. Tell me what I am creating in this example. First I am creating in this method, first I am creating one new empty array list object. This is empty. Now start taking one by one movie from this array list object. Which object? Movies list object. It already contains how many movies? 5 movies. Now find out released year of a movie. If released year is matching with the given year, then add that movie to the new array list found. You got the logic now? I repeat once again. Take one by one movie from where? Movies list. So the logic is I'll type. This is movies list, boss. This is movies list. This is movies list. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell me this list has how many objects? What objects? These are all movie objects only, na? Each object is containing release year, movie name. Take one by one. For example, take the first one from this list. Tell me this object contains release year. Get the release year. Check whether this release year is matching with this given year. Both are matching. Then add this object to found. Because both years are matching, na? Add this to this one. Add. Did you guys got the logic now? Take the second movie. Take the release year from it. Sequentially, I should do the same task for each and every element of this list now. Yes. Then if you want to read one by one element of a list sequentially, if you want to access one by one element, then you have multiple options available. One is you can use iterator, or you can use go for each loop. You know, for each loop in Java. So I'm going to use for each loop. For each loop will start with for each keyword. Yes, sir. For only. For each loop starts with for keyword, not for each keyword. There is no keyword called for each. For each method is there, but for each keyword is not there. Okay, for only. Keyword is for only, but loop is called for each. So we are going to do that. So again, the same process. Take this movie, get the release year, compare is it matching or not. If yes matched, add it. Suppose it is not matching, don't add it to found. Take the third one. This is also not matching. Okay, don't add. Okay, this is matching. Add this. This is not matching. Don't add. Tell me now, how many found? Matching here? 2. Return this found. Able to follow me? His logic is clear now. Tell me, initially found is empty. It is one empty array list object. Yes. Now tell me, what is my task here? What's the logic I have to implement? First, we have to take the one by one element of this movies list object. First, get one by one element, a movie. You will get one, each element is a movie. From that movie, take the release year. Compare that year is matching with the given parameter or not. If matching, add to found. If not matching, don't add. Once loop is completed, return the found. Let's start doing this. Can you guys write a rough logic for this method? Can you guess a rough logic on a rough paper? Notebooks లేవా? అబ్బా ఎక్సలెంట్ సార్ మీరు అట్లా కష్టం కదా, తెచ్చుకో నోట్బుక్స్ కంపల్సరీ. ఓకే రైట్, గుడ్. ఐ రైట్ నౌ. ఓకే, నేను క్లాస్ నోట్స్ షేర్ చేసా, మీరు కంపల్సరీ నోట్బుక్ తీసుకురావాలి. ఓకే గుడ్. మధ్య మధ్యలో ఇట్లా కొన్ని టాస్క్లు యూ కెన్ ప్రాక్టీస్, యూ కెన్ రైట్. ఓకే, సమ్ ఎక్స్ఎంఎల్ రాయమంట సడన్ గా, యూ షుడ్ రైట్. అట్లనే వస్తుంది సబ్జెక్ట్ మనకి. ఓకే రైట్, గుడ్ గుడ్. Please try to understand. Okay, different examples you will see. Okay na? When we are discussing this Spring, entire your core Java, one more time you are going to learn. I'll refresh every concept of core Java in Spring again. Okay, so that you will not forget. Okay, tell me which loop I want to start now. For each loop. Tell me how to write for each loop here. For tell me. For contains syntax of for each is what? For data type, variable, colon, array, object or collection. Array name or collection. Array or collection. Because for each loop we can use only for either arrays or collections. Only for these two. Tell me in this collection, which collection I want to iterate? Movies list. Tell me in this movies list, the elements are what type? Movie objects. Elements are what type? Not employees, they are movie objects. Then tell me what should I write here? The data type is movie. For each element movie, let's say movie, colon, movies list. Did you guys understood my point? How do you read this for loop? How do you read this for loop now? You have to read like this. For each movie, colon means in. For each movie in movies list. Tell me, for each movie in the movies list, what do you want to do? Get the release year, then compare is it matching with the given year or not. If condition. Could you guys tell me what the if condition? If, so tell me if movie dot, okay, no problem. Movie dot get released year equal to year. This is a given year. This returns me release year. If both are same, both are equal, what to do? Found dot add of movie. Did you guys got the logic, folks? Every one of you, did you guys got the logic now? Tell me, when should I add this movie to the found list? Found is initially empty array list. Add this movie to the found when? If release year is equal to the given year. Very good. Now return found. Now this method is, this class is, everything is over. Which class I have completed now? Dependency class. Logic is completed. Let's go to dependent class. Tell me in the dependent class there is a method called what? Show movies. Show movies is going to call get movies method. This method is going to call the next method. So tell me, whenever I call, it is going to return me a list of movie found list or anything, or list is equal to better movie finder dot get movies of the year. Tell me, in the movie finder class, this is a movie finder object. Tell me, in the movie finder object, there is a method called what? Get movies. Call this get movies method by passing this here. It will return me a list now. Now show the list. Guys, tell me how to display this list now. Again, list means you can use for each loop now. Tell me for each. For each means again what should I write? For movie colon list. Here my object name is list na. System.out.println. First, I want display released year. Tell me how to display the released year. Movie dot get released year. Next SOP statement. Movie name. Movie name. Tell me how to display that. Movie dot get movie name. That's it. Are you able to follow me? And suppose if you want any separator, we can add the separator after displaying both the SOP statements. Something like this. Tell me so far, what are the two classes I have completed, and along with one more Pojo class I created. Two classes are what? Dependent class, and who is a dependent class? Movie lister. Who is a dependency class? Movie finder. And what is another Java class, Pojo class I have created? Movie. Tell me, movie. Okay, movie is a Spring Bean class or not a Spring Bean? Not a Spring Bean, because we are creating the object here. New movie means we are only creating the object here. If you are only creating the object, then it's called Spring Bean or not a Spring Bean? Not a Spring Bean. Not a Spring Bean. Yes, not a Spring Bean. Good. Now, everybody understand this. Okay. Next, please try to understand. After writing all these classes, next I want to write. Okay. Next I want to write the Spring configuration file. What file? Spring configuration file. So, you know, in Maven projects, what is the location to store the Spring configuration file? SRC main resources. But where is resources folder? It is not created. By default, resources folder is not created. We have to manually create. So how do you create manually, and where should I create manually? First, open SRC. SRC contains what? Main. Right click on the main. New. What to say? Folder. Could you guys tell me what the folder name? Resources. Click on finish. Then you guys got source main resources now. Very good. Online people, please try to understand or type. If you have any query, please type in chat box. So far, am I good with this? Now tell me, right click on resources, new file. File only, just file. What is the file name? Config.xml. In this config.xml, first we are going to add beans tag. But I told with beans tag, some attributes are also required. That XML technology knowledge that is not required for us, only copy pasting required. So already in the last example, we did that. I'll copy the same thing into this. Let me open config.xml. Let me copy this beans tag. Okay, guys, today's example, tomorrow's example, next one or two other examples only you are going to see the XML. XML is not that much required. Okay, what you should know more? Annotations. What you should know? Annotations, you should know more. We'll discuss each and every annotation available in Spring. Almost annotations is important. You are going to work with annotations only. 99% you are going to with annotations only. Okay, more knowledge on annotations is recommended. I'll slowly inject the complete annotation knowledge so that you will never feel any difficulty in understanding annotations of any technology or any framework of Java. Because when you are working with some tools like JUnit, there also annotations are available. There also annotations are available. When I'm working with Spring Boot, all annotations only. In Spring Boot, I cannot write XML like this. It is not allowed, first of all. Okay, it is not going to allow this XML, only annotations. So why are you learning this XML? By in case if you are seeing any application which is somewhat older version application and you are working on that, so then you should know at least some idea about XML. That's what we are discussing here. Okay, right? Now if some XML, if I show one XML to you, by using the tags available called constructor-arg property, you can identify the information or not. Okay, this is the bean class. In this, there is a constructor. This is a constructor argument, is constructor injection. This is setter injection. Like that, you can understand easily or not. For that knowledge, I'm talking about XML first. Okay, na? Sure. Guys, first I want to copy this and I want to paste it into my XML file. Got my point now? Now here, let's start, guys. Now here, okay, I can use some space, no problem. Tell me, first I want to configure. Tell me, I told already, do you have any order? First you configure the dependent class, then you configure the dependency class. No order. I told already, you don't have any order like that. You can configure anyway. Bean. ID is equal to mlister. For the ID, mlister. Tell me, class is equal to com.pack is a package name dot movie lister. I'll let the tail tag next. Please don't worry. Next. Bean. ID is equal to mfinder. Then class is equal to com.pack.movie finder. Then lastly, I want to close the bean stack. Sorry, guys. So far, I'm good with my XML now. But tell me, who is the dependent class? Movie lister. Who is its dependency? Movie finder is its dependency class. Tell me in the dependent class, what is defined for injecting the dependency object? Constructor. But how to tell this information to the container? Tag. Which tag I have to use? Constructor-arg. Tell me. For the child tag I'm writing here, constructor arg. Attributes required na? Tell me, name is one attribute. Name is equal to, tell me what is the name of the constructor argument? No, I'm asking name. What is the name of the constructor argument? What is the name of the argument here? Movie finder. Argument name is movie finder only, na? Argument name is movie finder. Please understand. Movie finder. Tell me, this is a value type, primitive type dependency or object type dependency? Object type. The parameter constructor argument is an object type. Because you know movie finder is a class, na? It is what type now? Primitive type or object type? If it is object type, then what should I write attribute here? Reference, ref. What should be the value of ref attribute? What should be the value of the ref attribute? ID of the dependency class. Tell me what is the ID of the dependency class? mfinder. Close it. Now, did you guys understood? Understood the way of writing the constructor-arg tag? Go to movie finder. Tell me, movie finder is a dependency class here. Very good. Tell me in movie finder, do you have any dependencies for injecting them? No. Suppose you take array list object. I am only creating array list object. I am only creating movie objects. Then tell me this movie finder class has any dependencies for injecting them? No. No constructor, no constructor injection, no setter injection, nothing. That's why the second bean tag does not contain anything inside as a child tags. That's it. XML is over. XML is ready. Now understand this. XML is ready. XML is ready. Tell me, where should I write this XML file? Where should I write where should I store this XML file? Source main resources. Here, what should I do? Here, what should I do? I have to store the XML file. Next, main class. What class? Main class. I told when you're writing XML, you may get sometimes red cross marks. Please don't worry about them. You continue your code. Automatically, those errors will be deleted. You don't worry. Tell me next. I want to create, please understand, I want to create one more child package. So right click, new, package name is com.pack.main. Means tell me in which package I want to store my main class. com.pack.main, separate sub package. So com.pack is one package, com.pack.main means it's a sub package of com.pack. So here I want to create my main class. Okay. Why are you creating main class? First you have to start the container. I told already, Spring container will create objects, will create the dependent object, dependency object, will inject the dependency, everything who will take care? Spring container, but you have to start the container. It will take care, I agree, but you have to start. You have to start the container. I'll tell you, where do you start the container? In your main program. Your main program should start the container. Sure, we'll start. Let's right click, new class. Class name, any class, let's say main class. With a public static void main method. Guys, step 1. Tell me first what should I do? Start the container. Container means, again, you know how many types of containers are available in Spring? 2 types. What and what are available? Bean factory container and application context container. Application context is the extension of the Bean factory container because it will support XML configurations and also annotations configurations. But the Bean factory can only support XML config. Now in this example, I can use either Bean factory or application context because I have only XMLs. I don't have any annotations. You able to follow me? Right. So we'll go with application context. Tell me, application context, let's say context is equal to, guys tell me, application context is equal to, tell me what to write. New. Application context is an interface. You can create implementation class object. Interface object you cannot create. In Java, we cannot create object for 2 things. One is abstract class. Second one is interface. For abstract class, we cannot create object. And for interface also, we cannot create object. In interface, we don't have constructor. Constructor will be there in class, but not in interface. So you cannot construct object. You cannot construct an object for interface because it doesn't have a constructor. It doesn't have a constructor. If there is a constructor, then only we can construct. Otherwise, no. Okay. Remember this point clearly. For 2 things, we cannot create object in Java. What are the 2 things? One is abstract class. The second one is interface. For sure. Please try to understand this. Tell me, application context is an interface or a class? interface. So I should create an object for interface or its implementation class. So I told a diagram also given 1, 2, 3, 3 implementation classes are available. First, we are discussing with the first one. Who is the first one? Class path XML application context. Tell me, what is my Spring configuration file name? I should pass that configuration file as parameter to it. This statement will start the Spring container. And when Spring container starts, it will load all the beans from this XML. Which XML? Config.xml. And it will identify who is dependent and who is dependency and who is independent, everything. It will create objects. It will inject objects. So finally tell me, by this one statement, what are completed? Creating the objects completed, injecting the dependencies, everything is ready, done. Now tell me, which method you want to call in the main class to display the movies? There are show movies method is available in the movie lister. Movie finder class contains another method called get movies. Which method you want to call to show those movies released year and movie name? Show movies. It will call which method to get the movies of the year? Get movies. So I am going to call show movies method. Means main is going to call show movies. Show movies is going to call get movies of movie finder. Very good. I want to call show movies. To call this method, I need object of this class. Which class? Okay. Whether it is Spring or somebody, if you want to call the method of a class, what you need? Object. Basic thing. Okay. Basics does not change, na? Am I right or not? Suppose there is a method in a class, you want to call the method. What is required? You should need an object of the class to call it. If it is a static method, then object is not required. Because static method we can call directly with the class name. But it's a static method or non-static method? It's not a static method, non-static method. Means which is called instance method. Non-static methods, another name? Instance method. So tell me, if you want to call any instance method a non-static method, I need object or not? Tell me which class object I need to call this method? Movie lister. But who created that object? Am I creating it? Are you creating it? No. Who is creating? Spring container. It's already created. How to get that object from the container? If you want to get any object from the container, there is a method protocol get bean. What's the method name? Already last example we used that one only, get bean. Tell me, go to this main class. Go to this main class. Sorry. Sir, go to this main class. Type what? Context dot get bean. Which bean? Get bean means get the bean. Which bean? See, there are many objects are there in container. Of course, in this example, 2 objects are there. This is container. This is movie lister object. This is movie finder object. This is container. Spring container. Tell me, the Spring container, both objects are there. Which object you want? Get bean is to get the object. But which object? Movie lister or movie finder? Movie lister. What is its ID? M lister. What is this object ID? M finder. You want M finder or M lister? M lister. Pass that M lister. Are you able to follow me? Then you will get this object from the container. If you pass M finder, you get this object. But you want which object? M lister or M finder? M lister. Okay. Tell me, what should I pass here? I should pass the, what should I pass here? M lister, because I want movie list object only, na? But this get bean method return type is what? Object. It is returning movie lister object, but return type object. I told already, if a method can have a return type as object, means that method can return any class object. because object is a base class for all classes in Java. If a method has return type of object, it can return any object. Tell me, getBean method return type is what? Object. Yeah, actually this method is returning which class object? Movie lister object. So first what you do, store it in object obj, then typecast. In obj, in this object obj, in this variable obj, what is stored actually? Movie lister object is stored. You can typecast it. If you want to convert it into movie lister type, typecast it. To convert it into movie lister is equal to movie lister of obj. This is called explicit typecasting, or which is also called as downcasting. Downcasting. Now movie lister dot show movies of 2024. Which method I'm calling? Show movies. Of which year? 2024. Okay, let's run this program. We are done with the program. We have to run this. Before we run, first we need to build this application. Maven application, Maven project, na? How to build it? Build means you have to create a jar file for this project. Tell me how to do that. You have to execute one Maven command called compile, test, package, install, like that. So which one we can directly execute now? Package. Right click. Go to what? Run as Maven builder. Dot. What to type here? Package. Please practice the applications immediately. Okay. Please don't postpone it, because it will be getting problem. If 1, 2, 3 applications are completed, then it makes difficult for you. That's why please do it immediately. Tell me, we got a message called what? Build success. Once you got the build success, simply right click on project and do refresh once. Then you see the target folder, just verify jar file is created or not created. Created or not? Created. What is your project name? Spring constructor injection dash 001 dash snapshot. This is the version. .jar is created. Okay, done. Now you can run the application. Go to your main class, right click on main class, run as what application? Java application. Just Java application only. Then tell me what output you got here. Released year 2024, Pushpa 2, Lucky Bhaskar and Devara. We are getting output now. These are the 3 movies released in 2024 as per our code. If I pass, okay, I'm just manually passing it. Otherwise, you can take scanner to take the input from the user. Please enter the year. Scanner object, take scanner object. Please enter the year. Take that year as an input. Then pass that year. Okay, core program. 2025. I'm changing it. Run the program. Then tell me, we are getting output as only 2 movies now. 2025 Game Changer, 2025 Daku Maharaj. Are you able to follow me? Right. Very good. So which means who is creating the dependent object, dependency object, injecting the dependency object to the dependent object in this code? Spring container. And for that, the dependent object has provided a constructor for injecting the dependency object, or setter method is provided? Constructor. This is called what type of dependency injection? Constructor. In constructor injection, dependent object will provide a constructor for injecting the dependency object. And who will inject the object? Container. Who will create the objects? Container. Who created movie lister object? Who created the movie lister class object? Container. Who created the movie finder object? Container. Who injected the movie finder object to the movie lister object? Container. Container only takes care. Who created movie class object? We are only creating. It's not a Spring Bean. It's one Pojo class we are using. It is one Pojo class we are using. Am I clear with this example? Please try to follow the example. This is constructor injection example. Okay. What will I do? I mean, what I have to do is see this. For your practice today, first I want to open all these package and all. These are all the files. Please try to get this guys. I'll put it into document. Just a minute. Mhm. What I'm trying to do is I'll print this screen. No, I want to copy the project structure also. One minute. 1 minute. I will do. When screen is not. Folks, just a minute. That's what I'm doing, but it is not doing it. Sorry, select the. Right. Please guide me. Okay. Just a minute. In this part, I will select. Paste. I'll paste. I'll paste it. I'll try. So we're done. So we got the project structure. So then I can copy the files to here. Okay. So one by one file I'll copy. Let's say, for example, movie.java is a file I'll copy. The code I'm going to copy one by one. Movie.java. So this is the code that we have created for movie.java. I told till the Spring core module is completed, I'm going to copy paste the code in document for your practice. But once we start with the Spring Boot, then I will push the application to the GitHub repository and I will provide you the repository URL and you can download the application from the repository URL. Now this is the movie lister. I'm just going to copy the code for you. This is the movie lister. Then the next one is a movie finder. Okay, movie finder. This code, this document, I'll share it with you and you try to practice this application. Similar to this application, next I'm going to talk about one more example for setter injection tomorrow. After that, again, I'm going to talk about what is circular dependency, then difference between constructor injection and setter injection. These things we are going to discuss in the next session. Okay, right. So now XML file, config.xml. So here some 4 topics are repeated. Please try to follow them. Final, array list, constructor. This is XML. Config.xml file. Lastly, there is something called as main class. Main class.java. Okay. So today's example is on what type of dependency injection? Constructor dependency injection. Tomorrow we are going to see another example, not the same example, but another example we will start. And that is for what injection? Setter injection. This is for what injection currently? Constructor injection. Next we are going to see about what type of injection? Setter injection. After that, tomorrow take some small example. Then after that, we are going to start with circular dependency and when circular dependency will get a problem and how do we solve the problem. Then we are going to see difference between constructor injection and setter injection. That is very, very important for you in the interview. This is not required. Am I clear with that? Right. So we'll continue tomorrow. I'll share this document with you now. Practice this example for today. Tomorrow we'll see another example for setter injection. Okay. Thanks.